Hello my friends, welcome back to the channel. If you are new here, my name is Mariusz and this is the video about the noise insulation test for Toyota Yaris Cross all-wheel drive hybrid and about driving experience. So before we go to the actual test, we would need to explain which rims we are using, because usually bigger rims might cause the road noise while driving on the highway with higher speeds. So today we are on the tire profile 215, 55, R17, and also the weather is mild weather, is not so warm, 14 degrees, but what is actually relevant for this test is that the wind speed is quite low, 8 kilometers per hour. And unfortunately the sound for the video from the test is not recorded, but the video itself, it is recorded, so you will see the noise level on my phone. So then I will give you my commentary on the video. Let's start from the 90 kilometers per hour, 56 miles per hour, and as you can see, average noise is between 66-68 decibels, and this is quite high. So on the graph you can see is actually the worst result I had so far. The next step is 100 kilometers per hour, which is 62 miles per hour, and for this test it's not big difference. The average noise is approximately 68 decibels, and I could already feel the noise coming from the mirrors and from the back of the vehicle. Next test is 110 kilometers per hour, which is in this case the fastest speed I could legally drive on the highway in Norway. And for this test I have 69 decibels score for the noise insulation test. And going to the next graph, you can see that this result is the same as BMW X2 25e plug-in hybrid has. The difference between BMW and the Toyota Yaris Cross is that BMW was tested on 19-inch alloys, where Toyota is tested on 17-inch alloys in this case. But keep in mind, for Toyota, you can go down to 16-inch alloys up to 19-inch alloys. So we are in between for this test, which is like a balance between comfort and the look. Bear in mind that BMW is actually more expensive. And also worth noticing, at least in Norway, where there is a winter season, people switch to the winter tires and usually they have smaller rims. What means the comfort of driving is better and the noise is lower. Okay, my driving experience regarding the driving on the highway or motorway, I have a bit mixed feelings regarding the driving experience. I keep in mind the price of this vehicle, and this is the kind of medium version which would be the most reasonable to buy. Active Tech has basically everything what you need. Possibly this vehicle would be the best choice first as a second vehicle in the family because of the size, because of the, let's say, quite small fuel tank, but still the car has pretty nice efficiency which let you to drive pretty far away. Or as a city car, let's say in Norway, where in winter the conditions are quite challenging sometimes. The road might get slippery, you might get a lot of snow, there is plenty uphills, downhills. Some people might be afraid that they can stuck in the snow. It's a bit niche vehicle, but if you don't go for the four-wheel drive, this is the mostly city vehicle with higher sitting position, and that's also it's very nice benefit. In my opinion, this well done vehicle with quite decent interior quality. I know that on the video on the screen this might look a bit cheap, but when you are in the car, when you are sitting in the car, it looks quite normal, I would say. I know there is almost everywhere scratchy plastic, but keep in mind the price of the vehicles. If you don't bother about the scratchy plastic being here and there, then the price is justified because it's also very efficient vehicle. Then the comfort on the driving on the highway. Personally, it's not the best vehicle for me because I cannot find ideal position behind the steering wheel. Problem for me is that in this particular version there are missing features of the seats, so I cannot regulate or change the position of the seat too much, and there is no lumbar support. I feel I have a little bit less space for my legs, but I have like a plenty space above my head. So for the longer journeys this might not be the most comfortable vehicle, I think, but if you are like a shorter person than 1 meter 85 centimeters, then I think you should have really way better experience than me. Also, driving on the highway, car is not really well insulated in terms of noise coming from the road. I can hear the noise coming from the back and noise coming from the side mirrors. But don't get me wrong, it's very decent vehicle. You should be really fine with it, and has a plenty safety features like line keeping assistance, blind spot monitoring, adaptive cruise control, collision avoidance systems, and many others. So you would need to like know where exactly fits the best this vehicle. That's my point. That's why driving on the highway would be just if necessary, or if it's short distance, or if you are the shorter person. So yes, there are sacrifices. What is the best about this vehicle? So I think the look is pretty nice. I like the look of the vehicle, and especially on the back. You can go for 18-inch rims if you are willing to, but I would recommend think twice, because you will lose just a little bit of comfort. But maybe that's what you prefer, so that's also fine. In terms of how the suspension works on the highway, cannot complain, but it's a bit of wobbling. But I'm driving all-wheel drive vehicle, which has a different suspension than front-wheel drive. The suspension feels just fine, but sometimes on the bumps feels a little bit firm. But in general, suspension feels okay, and the feedback from the steering wheel is also decent. And I need to mention that the feeling that the steering wheel feels very easy to operate, so it gives you a really comfortable feeling of driving. So the infotainment system is just fine in this price range, but if you go for the higher trim you should get 8-inch screen. Toyota still likes to have the shortcut buttons, but now when I'm driving a quite busy road, then shortcut buttons are a bit easier to reach. So yes, if you are a fan of the buttons, you still have them, but you also have the touch screen. And big thanks to Toyota Moss for lending me this vehicle. Thanks to them, I could perform a real-world test and share the experience with you, my friends. So yes, that would be it. Test is performed. The conclusion is that, well, for this price range, that's what we could expect from the vehicle in terms of noise insulation. As always, why noise insulation is important? It's because on the longer journeys you would have bigger noise, which means you could be more tired, where in higher class vehicles the noise is lower, which means the comfort of driving on the long distances is better. And that being said, thank you very much for watching. Don't forget to press the like button, subscribe, and I see you in the next video. Bye.